Hi, this is Todd the Wildcat Christopher at TacticalBoxing.com. In our last installment, the twisting of the whip, we said that there are two kinds of twisting that's involved in a perfect whip punch. The first twisting is the twisting of your torso. We talked about that in the last installment. Then we said in this installment, the counter twisting of the whip, we were going to talk about the twisting of our fist in this whole equation of the perfect whip punch. Well, this is me right now delivering on that promise in the counter twisting of the whip. Okay, maybe you're a boxer, or you've taken one of the traditional martial arts, especially karate versus Wing Chun, or in these other groups, and then you've heard these debates about horizontal fists versus vertical fists. And you're wondering what all the hype is about. And it just seems confusing. Well, here in installment 14, we're going to try to clear some of those things up. When talking about this whole issue of vertical versus horizontal fist, there's going to be three main factors: the type of attack, distance of the attack, and the angle of the attack. Now, when we're talking about the type of the attack, it's very important whether we're talking about straight punches, which is a jab and a cross, or circular punches, which is a hook and an uppercut. In this installment, we're going to be talking about the straight punches in regards to a vertical and a horizontal punch. In a future installment, we'll be talking about hooks and uppercuts. The second factor is the distance of the attack. We're going to be primarily talking about the distance of the attack in this installment. The third factor is the angle of the attack. We're going to be talking about the angle of the attack immediately after this installment. So first of all, what does a vertical fist look like? Remember, vertical is up and down. So we're talking about how our fingers are lined up. Our fingers are lined up one upon another in a vertical fashion. So this is a vertical fist. Secondly, what does a horizontal fist look like? So a horizontal fist, the horizon goes from left to right. That's how you remember horizontal, the horizon. But our fingers line up horizontally, so that when our punch reaches its apex, it's going to look like this, a horizontal fist. So let's overview some of the different approaches the different martial arts have taken in regards to a vertical versus a horizontal punch. There's a lot of variation among different systems. Sometimes even within the same system of martial arts, there's variation. So we're going to be talking in general terms here. But we're going to paint in broad strokes, and we're going to look at a broad overview of who advocates vertical punches and who advocates horizontal punches. So who advocates the vertical fist? Well, Jeet Kune Do, the martial art made famous and founded by Bruce Lee, they sing the praises of a vertical fist, as does his parent martial art, Wing Chun. Also the ancient Greeks with Pugmakia. We have ancient reliefs of them, and they're doing a vertical fist. Even karate, which is normally famous for its horizontal punch, has a style of karate called Ishin Ryu Karate, who uses a vertical fist. But they use the top two knuckles, or most of the vertical fist people use the bottom three knuckles. Ishin Ryu Karate, like other forms of karate, use the top two knuckles. And also they like to put the thumb on the top, which most others don't. Jeet Kune Do sings the praises of hip action and whip punching, but they do so with a vertical fist. And they see the value of rotating their body, but for some reason they don't see the value of rotating the second thing, which is your fist. What about advocates of the horizontal fist? Well, most famous usually is karate, sings the praises of the horizontal fist. Many of them at low levels, they do corkscrew punches and they just do arm punching. and they just turn it over, straight over. A lot of modern boxing as well just do turn their punch straight over into a horizontal fist. Some of the higher forms of karate believe in starting with a vertical fist, and when they reach near the end at the last possible moment, then they turn it over, they corkscrew it over into a horizontal fist that utilizes both a vertical and a horizontal fist. And they twist it at the last possible moment. But they don't want you to move your shoulders. They want you to use your hips, but they don't want you to rotate your shoulders. Some of the bare knuckle brawlers, following in the vein of Jack Dempsey, like to keep the vertical fist the entire time and add a shoulder whirl, what Jack Dempsey called a shoulder whirl. I talked about that in installment 11, the shoulder whirl. So they want a shoulder whirl, but only with a vertical fist. So another group that likes a horizontal fist is Muay Thai. Muay Thai will either do a 45 degrees fist, we'll talk about that later, or they'll just roll over into a perfect horizontal fist, but they don't do a vertical fist. And one of the reasons I've been told for this is because with a horizontal fist, they can spin over into an elbow very easily. They're almost already there, and then you can spin it over into an elbow. So this also has application for those who do mixed martial arts. Just get mileage and advantage of all of the different principles that all of these other groups have advocated. There's a strength in what all of these different groups are teaching. All these different systems have something powerful to add about punching. So this is an attempt to add them all together and to maximize and get every ounce of power and technique out of your punch that you possibly can. So what I'm going to advocate is what a lot of advanced boxers use, and that's a hybrid approach that incorporates all of these principles together. It has the horizontal punch going, then it incorporates the shoulder whirl, and then at the last possible moment it spins into a horizontal fist. So it has the best of all these worlds into a hybrid approach. So don't worry, vertical fist advocates. I'm not contesting the usefulness or power of a vertical fist. I'm only contesting the assertion that one should only use a vertical fist instead of seeing a punch in its fullest sense. What I'm really saying here is that a punch should be seen in two stages. The first stage being a vertical punch, and then it should transform into the second stage, which is a horizontal punch. And that to limit it to a one-stage punch only is to shortchange the power and effectiveness of a punch. It's a mistake to see a punch as a one-stage affair. And that's true for a vertical punch, but also I think that a lot of boxers, for that matter, and some karate practitioners are making the same mistake with a horizontal punch. If you just turn it over straight away, then you're really turning a two-stage punch into a one-stage punch, and you're limiting a lot of its power by doing that as well. Well, until our next installment, remember, the more sweat in the gym, the less blood in the ring. This is Todd, the Wildcat Christopher at TacticalBoxing.com, signing off.